Welcome to another edition of Brownie Bites here on YouTube. I'm Darren Leiter coming in from Cross Country Mortgage Campus in Berea. 49ers week is upon us as the two teams will get together Sunday down at Huntington Bank Field. Get your popcorn ready. The marquee matchup everyone's going to be watching is All-Pro tackle Trent Williams of the 49ers and Browns All-Pro defensive end Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously as a fan of the game, you love matchups like that where it's just great on great. But, you know, I think it feels like you get that every single week, too, in this league.
Yeah, I mean, that's Hall of Fame versus Hall of Fame right there. That's the NFL marquee matchup right there. Yeah, we move Myles around quite a bit, and we have over the years, maybe a little bit more so this year. So we're going to continue in the same vein. You know, I think the thing that gets overlooked in this game is the respect that players have for each other. And, you know, when they're on the field, you know, they respect talent, they respect effort, they respect consistency and things like that. And both of those players have done that over their career. You know, I've gone against Trent Williams a long time, might be the best, if not the best left tackle. One of the very best left tackles that this league has seen since he's been in the league.
Man's a Hall of Famer. He's seen a whole bunch of great rushers along this time. So, love the challenge. I know I haven't gotten Purdy and putting him in the graveyard. So, no, we've got to make that happen. And you know, he's an obstacle, and they're gonna have other things that they throw my way, and hopefully the weather holds up a little bit, so they even have to throw the ball. But I mean, he's one of the best to do it, so I look forward to the challenge and continuing on this streak that we're on. He's still playing at a very elite level. He can still kick with the fastest of us, and he still has a good anchor. So it'll be a challenge, but got to continue to throw different looks at him and a variety of moves.
Garrett needs 5 sacks in 6 games to break Michael Strahan's and T.J. Watt's NFL record of 22.5 sacks in a single season. If only the Browns weren't 3-8, maybe Myles would be able to double dip and not only win Defensive Player of the Year, but MVP as well.
Well, he certainly has those kind of credentials. I'm not a voter. I don't really know what goes in all those things. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a more valuable player in the NFL. And, I mean, I think a little bit falls into some of the things that come out like Player of the Week and things like that. Myles had 5 sacks in one game, 4 sacks in another, a bunch of tackles for losses, really dominating play, and didn't win those awards. Because we had lost the game, probably. I don't know. We won this last one. He won. So, winning certainly has a lot to do with it. But, when you're talking about most valuable player, it's tough to keep him out of that conversation.
I don't even think about it as a want. I just think about something that I'm going to knock down. Like it's already been written in my mind that it's going. It's just how far I'm going to take it. So, just going to go out there and do what I do, and whatever number I end up at. Really, it's all thanks to my teammates. I wouldn't be here in the position I'm in to even challenge the record without them. Those guys have helped elevate my game, and hopefully I've helped elevate them as well. The level of chemistry and synergy that we've been rolling with, especially after the Vikings, after Steelers. I think. I got back healthy, and guys were feeling good, and we've really been playing up to our potential since then. Yeah, I want to be remembered as one of the very best at the position, and that includes being well-rounded in the run and pass. And I know the record for TFLs is 39, and I feel like I can go and challenge that. But that's not out of reach either. So we got to continue this level of play and elevate and pick it up as much as I can. So. As much as people want to see me break the sack record, I think there are other things out there which I want to achieve, and I think will help the team win.
Yeah, I always joke about it because I don't have a full sack yet, so I'm like, as long as it's going to a good cause. So as long as he gets that, then I'm all cool with it. I feel like last week, everyone had a sack but me, I think. So I feel like we're all getting back there. It's kind of just, a race to quarterback at this point. So, I feel like we're starting to, when I talk about like coming together as a group, I feel like we're starting to like rush off each other, feel, what we're feeling, and then kind of just work with each other.
Shedeur Sanders will make his second start on Sunday, his first at home. He, of course, went 11-20 for 209 yards, a touchdown, and an interception in last week's 24-10 win over the Raiders in Las Vegas.
I wouldn't say a difference. Very committed to working at it, doing a great job communicating with his coaches, with the players. Good work week, but nothing different. I think any player, though, once you got one game on your belt, you got the next one coming, I think it can only help.
There's a lot of plays he would like to have back. There's a lot of great learning opportunities out there. And then there's a lot of plays that he made that, helped our offense and helped us score enough points to win the game. But, again, we're really doubling down on how can we be process-oriented, not get too caught up in a result of a win or a loss, and just focus on every time you come in on a Monday, there's going to be a bunch of plays that you want to correct. They're just usually easier to correct when you win than when you lose. So our focus is there on continuing to improve. I think Shedeur's done a really nice job this week of continuing to prep and really starting to hone in on the things we're asking of him, and excited for another opportunity.
Snow, wind, maybe some rain, temperatures in the upper 30s Sunday afternoon. A wonderful day for some football down on the lakefront.
We've been in this situation a lot, Daryl, where the weather, it doesn't look good, and then sometimes you get down there and it was maybe overhyped, or what wasn't accurate. At times you don't think it's a big factor, and then it's raining for a half. So you definitely have contingencies built into your game plan. I know Jim does in how he calls the game and some of the techniques we use. Certainly offensively, there are plays and things that you do in good weather that you wouldn't necessarily do just for the ball handling part of it. So you're always ready, but I just having gone down there a few times, you just have to wait till game day because it just seems to change so often.
I said only time you get white stuff falling out of the sky in California, somebody started a fire. So so it was nice for it to be snow and everything. I thought it was pretty fun, yeah. Oh, yeah, I enjoy it right now. We'll see, when it's here for a month and a half, but I 2 months, but I haven't really seen snow, woken up and seen snow, so I'm liking it right now. I'm kind of like a kid, on Christmas, looking outside and seeing snow.
On the injury front, the Browns have ruled out defensive end Alex Wright and defensive tackle Aiden Huntington, both dealing with quad injuries. Tight end Brendan Bates has an ankle injury. He, too, is also out. Meanwhile, running back Jerome Ford is listed as questionable with a hamstring injury. Thanks, as always, for watching us here on YouTube. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the 92.3 The Fan channel. With the Browns in Berea, I'm Daryl Ryder for Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.